Hello, everyone, and welcome to Life's Nuggets. Susan, we have a really kind of different take on self-care today. So we're talking about the positive impact on our mental health when we spoil ourselves.
Yeah,
How interesting is that? I love that.
I know. Well, we're also caught on these hamster wheels, right? We get up, we go to work, kids, no kids, parents, whatever it is we're dealing with. And the days just blend one into the other. And, we were talking about it, right? We're on these hamster wheels, and I think it's so important to sometimes just come up for air. Just a quick breather, right?
Just a quick breather. And so we're not talking, just so we're clear, we're not talking about self-care, which is the kind of the daily things that we're doing. We're talking about doing something that's just for you, that makes you, fills you up and makes you feel really good. And doing those things just every once in a while, things that make you feel good, like going out and meeting a friend for lunch or a glass of wine. You either plan it or it's last minute.
Yeah.
But things that are different and kind of special.
Yes. Indulging, right?
Indulging, I love that.
Indulging.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking, as we just said, we're constantly doing things. And if we don't sort of take that time and think about it a little bit, we do burn ourselves out. And I think for our mental health, especially if we have a day or we're going through a period of time that is difficult, there could be health concerns, there could be work, there could be children. I don't know what it is. Every family, will have their own. But I think when you have something on those days to look forward to, or
Yes.
to know that you are going to do something that is kind of like out of the ordinary, maybe you've bought tickets to go and see a show that you wouldn't normally do, or there's a singer that's coming to town. And I think, I know personally, when I know that's happening or I've got something planned, you can look forward to it. Like that's part of the fun is looking forward to doing something, right? And it just lifts my mood immediately for a fraction of a second, maybe, but it's still a lift. I'll take it.
It is, you know what, because I have a lot of clients, and I'm sure you do the same,
Mhm.
who are overwhelmed.
Yes,
There's just so much. Today's world is just, it's too busy. And
it is.
so get indulging in something that we wouldn't normally allow ourselves. And we're not talking about big bucks here. It's not like,
No.
you're going to go and go on a cruise, or, you can do those things. But I mean, your budget doesn't allow,
Yeah.
but just something even smaller.
Oh, yeah.
And you said about tickets. Yeah, my girlfriend and I just chatted yesterday. We're going to go see a movie that's coming out in the end of November, that we both really interested in. So something to look forward to. And when we're doing something that's maybe out of the ordinary, some sort of treat that we're giving ourselves, what that does to our mental health and is huge.
Yeah. It lowers our stress levels, right?
Yes.
It gives us that boost of dopamine that I think most of us could actually do with sometimes. And especially if you're doing it with somebody, it's that connection, right?
Yes.
It's doing something with another person next to you, enjoying, maybe seeing their reaction to something, right? And again, it could be something, it can be little things, even like buying that bottle of wine that you wouldn't normally buy, right? And
Things like
coming
that.
home and having it with a nice meal, right? Or just indulging in that respect, right? We often always stick to the same thing. And I know a lot of us are on budgets, but sometimes those few extra dollars can just really brighten your day.
Sometimes it's worth it.
I think so.
Might get criticism for that, but sometimes, investing in yourself.
Yeah.
And we hear about investing in yourself all the time, or investing in your family. Like you can go out and do things as a family, like give
Mhm.
yourself permission to walk away from the housework and
I
just go
love that.
outside and have a picnic or
Yeah.
something, you and the kids. And,
Yeah.
the housework's going to be there when you get back.
Oh my gosh, dust goes nowhere. It hasn't got legs, as far as I know. Yeah.
Oh, no. But again, and that comes back to this idea that we have to, have these lives, our houses need to look right. We need to do all this stuff. And you know what? Screw
Yeah.
all that. Go and do, go
I love it.
makes you feel good as an individual, maybe as a couple, as a family.
Family.
I mean, one of those things that I do that I love is going for massages. I don't treat
Mm.
myself very often, but a few times a year I go and give myself a massage. And it's like, you book the appointment, you're waiting, you're excited, you
I
feel
know
great afterwards. Like you say, it's a really great dopamine hit.
it is.
You know, life can be a lot. And so if we don't ever give ourselves that treat,
Mm.
um,
You
it,
get tired, right? You get worn down. Yeah, it is just this wheel, and I think sometimes we have to hop off. And then when you come back again, there is a sense of, okay, I feel better, right? Doesn't mean that all the issues that you left are going to go away, but maybe you come back and you look at it in a different frame of mind. And I think as well, that's so important, right? Is we do need to change our scenery, and even I find sometimes going away for a couple of hours, like if I see girlfriends on a night or if we've gotten together and we've had a great afternoon or a great evening, I almost feel like they're mini holidays. Like I come back and I feel so much more energized. I feel like I've just had, and I know I've had that break, right? I've gone, I've had fun, I've put everything else aside for a couple of hours, and it was so worth it, right? Because I come back in a different frame of mind.
you know what's so interesting too is that when you let go,
Yeah.
your creativity becomes so much more. Not only does your stress level go down,
Mm,
and all those other things, but you start to spark, right?
you
You're
do. I like that.
Yeah, you're able to connect more, you're able to be more creative, I've heard this from many people. If you're struggling with some sort of for all of us small
Oh,
business people, we're constantly trying to think of marketing and things like that. You
how
know,
can I improve? Yeah.
walk, walk away, go and
Mm.
spend an afternoon playing hooky. I mean, especially if you're self-employed and you can. You can go play hooky for a few hours and do something
That you
completely.
wouldn't normally do, right? This is it. And I think, like you said, it allows us, the obligations are always going to be there.
Yeah,
And if we don't take that time for ourselves, nobody's going to do it for us.
no. And I think
Right.
the other thing too is that we get really caught up with, okay, well, and I know I've been like this. I have to get this and this and this done at X amount of time. But
Yeah.
but if
Never works out.
no, it doesn't. And if I'm overwhelmed or if I'm tired or my brain's just not working, now I'm just, spending all those hours accomplishing nothing
Yeah.
essentially.
It's almost like
Whereas,
you're treading water, right? You're just like going through the motions, but not actually getting anything done.
yeah. But if I go and do something completely different or
Yeah.
go and indulge myself in some way, it often loosens up all of those ideas, all of those other things. I'm more grounded. And then all of a sudden I can sit down and get tons of work done. And so trusting myself, and I've been learning that, trusting that I go through these phases and
Yeah.
that's okay to just go out, do something different because then it will just be so much easier and know that it's going to come. But I think for women, particularly,
It's
I could be
hard.
wrong on this. Women really are hard on ourselves and giving ourselves permission to go out and have that extra special coffee and sit and just watch people for a while.
Mm.
That's hard for us to, when we're looking at our to-do list and thinking, I've got to do
You
all.
take something off and something just adds on the top. You're like, when is this finishing? And again, it kind of comes back to this cycle that we get on. And so it really is, I think what we're saying is it's like trying to break that cycle once in a while is okay. In fact, it's a must. I really do. However we choose to do it, right?
That.
It really
I
is.
love
It's a
that.
must, right? Whether it is that, I don't know, nice bottle of wine or a face cream that we've been eyeing up and you know that you're going to love using it every day, right? Sometimes it's the looking forward to,
Yes.
right? Which
Yeah.
is so, I think with everything going on nowadays, I think we so need something to look forward to, no matter what it is. For me, sometimes it's even just knowing that a show is coming out on Netflix. I'm like, yes. When it's bad weather outside, I've got something good inside, right?
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, love that. So, moral of the story is that it's really good for your mental health to go out and do something different and treat
Yeah.
yourself every once in a while. So, I don't know, people, make a list of all the things that make you feel good. And every once in a while, go ahead and indulge yourself and
Yeah,
feel better. Feel
exactly. And
excited
not to feel guilty, right? Enjoy it.
to feel guilty. Have a great time. All
See
right. Thank you, everyone. And if you have any comments, please feel free to write that down below. And if you have any other topics that you would like us to bring to the table, we're always open to that.
Yeah.
So, wishing everybody a great rest of your day.
See you soon.
Bye.